Thank you, everyone, for having me here tonight. C'est un honneur pour moi d'être ici parmi vous. As Jennifer mentioned, I've been an employee at the Ottawa Hospital for 22 years, the last 9 of which have been in the intensive care unit, as a ward clerk, and now as the program coordinator. But today I stand before you in a position that I never saw coming, as a patient. I'm still a bit nervous about public speaking, so bear with me. There will most likely be some anxious tears. But I want to do everything that I can to raise awareness for the incredible care team and the importance of research, especially to let people like you know the amazing work that's happening in our hospital today. Just over 5 years ago, I developed a tremor in my hand, which slowly made its way into my arm and eventually into my leg. So something about me, a few of you can attest, I'm a little bit stubborn. And I kept saying, shake it off, kid. A few months later, right at the beginning of a global pandemic, I walked into a neurologist's office all by myself, and I was given some news that would not only confuse me, but ultimately change my life. I heard the words, "You have Parkinson's disease." Michael J. Fox, Muhammad Ali immediately came to mind. Incredible, strong individuals that I suddenly realized I had something in common with. It felt pretty cool. Then I thought, what the hell is Parkinson's and what do I do with this now? I went home and I told my partner at the time. He also didn't know how to take this information. So he took me fishing. Classic, right? Fishing's gonna help. Do I look like I wanna go fishing? While I'm not sure if many of you here know much about Parkinson's, in fact, I believe a lot of us are still unsure about what it is. So what is Parkinson's disease? Parkinson occurs when the brain cells that make the dopamine, a chemical that helps coordinate movement, stop working and essentially dies. Because Parkinson's causes tremors, slowness, stiffness, along with walking and balance problems, it's also called a movement disorder. And although the disease manifests differently for each patient, it is a lifelong and progressive disease and the symptoms slowly worsen over time. Dans les 24 heures suivantes de mon diagnostic, je me suis autorisée de tout ressentir. Le chagrin, la peur, la colère. Je me suis laissée envahir par toutes mes émotions. But the feelings that I felt next, I wasn't really expecting. One day, at work in the ICU, I began to gather my thoughts and I looked around and thought, I feel a sense of calm. I sat back and I looked at my peers, physicians, Dr. K, nurses, physiotherapists, pharmacists, and I said to myself, I will never be alone. I've got a hell of a team behind me. I got this. Most people think the ICU is a place filled with fear, chaos, and uncertainty. But what I see every day is something different. I see patients being diagnosed, treated, and cared for by some of the most dedicated medical professionals you could imagine. They don't create fear, they quiet it. With world-class expertise and truly personalized care, they bring calm to the chaos. When it came time to me being a patient, I was just as fortunate to meet members of the neurological team at our hospital. And a key player of my team is Dr. Michael Schlossmacher, a leading clinician scientist dedicated to improving the lives of patients with neurodegenerative diseases. He is a driving force in our hospital's clinical research and is deeply committed to finding a cure for Parkinson's. Je suis non seulement chanceuse d'être entourée par ce groupe de personnes, mais je me considère vraiment chanceuse de pouvoir les compter parmi mes amis. C'est un sentiment très particulier. I started to take in as much information as I could. I read hospital newsletters. I started following different social media accounts. I even took part in a few studies myself here at the Ottawa Hospital. As a dedicated TOH employee who had just received this diagnosis, something sparked in me. A drive to raise awareness, and frankly, wanting to raise funds to help researchers cure Parkinson's. I believe there will be a cure for Parkinson's. Maybe not in my lifetime, I may not be around to see it, but I know it's coming. Of course, I do hope I get to see it. I imagine being able to say, hey, I took part in that study. Or celebrating when Dr. Schlossmacher wins a Nobel Prize and say, I know him. Right now, I see the clinical trials and groundbreaking research happening right here in our hospital. I see the collaboration across the country and around the world. My tremors are well managed with medication today, except right now because I'm a little nervous. And I'm incredibly proud to be part of the Ottawa Hospital family that's creating these treatments. My family's always taught me if you can, you will. And today I can. Getting diagnosed with Parkinson's was scary. It's the fear of the unknown. But right then and there, I made a decision, a very important decision, to not let this define who I am, and to certainly not let it prevent me from doing the things that I love. I want to make a change for my lifetime, and for the ones that follow. I've been an avid kickboxer since a very young age, and I wanted to combine my passion for kickboxing and being physically active with fundraising money for Parkinson's research. So 2 years ago, I started a fundraiser and I called it Kick It for Parkinson's. We offered a world-class kickboxing class with a 23-time world kickboxing champion. I call him Dad. You may have heard of him, Chantal Theriault. We offered strength and conditioning classes, women's self-defense classes, and yoga classes, all in support with vital neurological research for the Ottawa Hospital. I'm committed in doing everything in my power to support the incredible researchers at the Ottawa Hospital who are changing lives every day. So in the past 2 years, Kick It for Parkinson's has raised nearly $28,000. Oh, and I can tell you on a personal level, the impact, the donations, is the most beautiful gift. Je suis très fière de ce qui a été accompli à date, mais j'ai pas fini. By supporting research at our hospital today, each of you is helping drive innovation to new heights. Not just for Parkinson's, but for everyone who faces diagnosis like mine, the ones that don't yet have a cure. This is life-changing, and it has the power to change mine. It gives patients like me new treatment options, and you all give patients like me hope. Thank you.